Right, I said I was going to never make another vlog, of an album vlog again, but here I am, fresh with my new mouse. Basically, we're going to talk about my sixth album, Cherry Trees. In 2017, I decided, instead of just tying up, there were two albums I needed to tie up loose ends on, and that was my fourth and fifth album, which were actually a mix of older songs and newer songs, where half would be older songs and half would be new ideas. I took some of the concepts and ideas that I'd learned from the production of Gin Palace, which is actually more electronica than anything I'd ever done. And I decided, instead of making songs based on guitar ideas, writing songs like that, that I would trigger synth loops, drum machine loops, and electronic instrument loops, and come up with concepts and build tracks around there, and basically go through them, write lyrics, and pick the right series of loops that work for the song. I don't think there's, I'm looking at the list of songs, there's no exception to that rule at all. And it come up with some really interesting concepts and ideas that I would not have done before. Quite bouncy, almost dub elements in like word salad for starters. And we'll go. What we'll do now is we'll deconstruct the track. The basic concept came about. I was having from the song Cherry Trees, which is originally an instrumental piece, and me and my friend Heather had gone out for the day, and everywhere we go there was this synchronicity where we would see cherry trees. It came up in a song. We walked past a restaurant, Pasto, various different things, and I love cherry trees. I love the way they look, and I love the symbolism, the promise of spring, but the fragility, almost of life. And I eventually come up with three pillars of the album, which define it. The first thing that created the whole album was the instrumental Cherry Trees, which became a song in 5/4. And then eventually I had the cherry theme from the beginning to the very end: Cherry Wave, Borealis, and Cherry Angel. So the first one is Cherry Wave, Borealis. Starts in with that deep synth sound. Kind of like a junky drum machine idea with like almost like electronic cowbell. When you come in, you realise it's quite bouncy. It's almost disco. Hand claps on the drum machine. And that song is about the actual lyrics, partly to do with a holiday I went on in 2015, 16, with my dad, and who's like kind of like my uncle, one of my dad's best friends, with a motorbike to Cherbourg and Normandy. And I had this feeling about my dad's friend, like, because he's getting older, and I thought, what if this is the last time we will do this? And it's kind of about the beauty of that moment, really. This is Word Salad. It's another one that's kind of really bouncy. I think it's in 7. I think it's in 10 actually, or 11. You'll hear what I mean by dub when it comes in. That's a reference to, I'm trying to hold back a flood, is I went through an attunement phase on Reiki, level 2 phase, and it's all about drenching out old emotions as the Reiki hits the old emotions and pulls them out. And I had really bad, like a flood of fevers that just lasted. It seemed to last well over a year. These like panic attack type fevers. It's kind of a reference to getting through that. I remember the waves. This is a piece that's purely vocal. I at the time was interested in medieval rounds, and so I decided to do the drum machine and a few vocal loops, bass, and just build them up loop by loop by loop by loop, and come up with something quite interesting. Let's go to the last loop. Basically, the whole concept and idea is to take every memory from childhood of being at the sea. Cherbourg nights, but again from the same time period. Just about having fun in the town of Cherbourg. I had a kind of astral experience in the Mercure Hotel there, lying down, and I felt like this amazing force of bliss, and in my closed eyes it was silver and blue, and I felt myself floating out into it, just lying there. It was a really happy and beautiful experience. This is it's also partly to do with how great our nights were in a place that Sandrine was the landlady of. It's like a restaurant slash pub bar, which is really great. This is based on that synth loop. This is about being present, simple. It's called Be Willing to Be Willing to Be. Electronic Balloon is a simple but cool 5/4 jam, basically, and I put in some saw synths on the top. Hold on a second. These kind of experiences need to be done with petrol, fuel. Anyway, I skipped to some of the bits where he actually, you hear the soaring saw synth, bright saw synth solo. So you can hear the kind of Vangelis soundtrack type influence, in a blending of kind of the 80s thing I love from bands like Depeche Mode, and the way I love to mess around with electronica type elements. One More Red Line to Slay is about a thought experiment about what it'd be like to give up. And when I wrote it, One More Red Line was a reference to a sunrise, a sunset, like one more day to go through. And it's strangely it's got again like a kind of Baroque-ish, 80s-ish feel to it. The chords, kind of gothic, but the chorus is almost reggae-ish in a weird kind of way. But I think it's because of the bass I was using, the bass synth I did. One more red lion to slay. I'll try my best to live this test, but now and There is some other context to this song as well. The bass hasn't come in. And the basic context is maybe this is exactly why I avoided talking about it. It's like I can talk about it now. You may have noticed in the earlier blogs that that they're mostly recorded in post office or a store. Yeah, that's gone. I think part of the why I avoided talking about it is the context was this is probably the last album that I made around that time that it has a certain feel to it. Basically, I might have talked about this in the Jim Palace blog to an extent, but we lost the place. Basically, we got screwed over by a member of staff who was supposed to be our friend, and because to see my mum suffer so badly, because that was her dream, and the Reiki attunement stuff I was going through physically, the anxiety and the panic attacks and the fevers, basically those two albums are like escapism, right? And that's why they're so full, I think, because I was reaching for the best of what I could do to help myself get through it. And yeah, the guy who screwed us over never got done for it, so there's an element of pain, but the stress was so bad I'm glad to be out of it. So basically, give you the basic intro of what Cherry Trees is. Cello, piano, 5/4 riff, and that bubbly loops, arpeggiated loops. It's based on kind of an imagined love. Also, there's something else I should mention. I was kind of having a fling with somebody at the time, and their kind of element is kind of in some of the poetry. I can't really explain it. Eden Inside You. This is like I've always wanted to do a kind of cowboy film type, spaghetti western type song, in my own way. That guy who did The Good, the Bad, and Ugly soundtrack, the way he puts chords together and stuff. I always wanted to do like the song Ecstasy of Gold, which is brilliant. That influence in there. So this starts off with this Depeche sounding element, but it actually turns out to be quite, you know what I mean, when the chords come in. Anyway, I'm not going to sit there and get... Oh, this is kind of a pop song. Also referencing that astral experience in Cherbourg about joy, basically. It's in 12/4. It's funny because it's 2 years ago now, and I can hear how my voice has changed. Chalk Elephant. I wrote this song about my dad. That is, it sounds like a really funked up guitar, but it's actually, I've messed around with a sitar electronic instrument to get that sound, which I wrote it on. Did you know what you wanted when you brought two children into the world? The Chalk Elephant is, it's a white short cliff off in northern Normandy that has a big hole, so it looks like there's a trunk dipping down of an elephant, and Monet is famous for doing this picture. It's a beautiful place, amazing. Kaleidoscope isn't an instrumental. At the time I was just doing loads of crap like this, just every day would mess around with like riffs and stuff on my synths. Chariot is this is also based as this kind of the influence of two people that I had fling with in here, because this person did me a tarot reading and I got the Chariot, and then when I held it I got like a strange not strange, but a powerful energy from it. This is quite an understated song, actually. I can also kind of see now how this is going into a later work, like Dream After Dream, my ninth album. It's got a banging chorus like that. See, that really, really sounds like something off Dream After Dream. Bread for Crows. This is another riff on, I think it's a electronic sampled version of an Irish instrument that's been funked with, and then I wrote some synth chords around it. It's one of the more successful songs on here. I like this song, I like playing it. And finally, Cherry Angel, the 3 pins of the album. It's a long album, it's 15 songs. I love this. This is based on another astral experience in summer when I was lying down there, suffering. And a kind of cherry feeling was visible behind my eyes when my eyes were shut. And it took me on a kind of journey within myself that helped me, and I call that moment my Cherry Angel. It's one of my favourite ones I hear. Transcendent bliss, transcendent bliss. There's some other context. Normally I would do, on the vlogs, I'd do a track deconstruction and then do a little thing on the artwork, but I'm not gonna. Instead I'm going to put the artwork at the beginning and probably fade out with some credits of that very good tune there. Some context as well. Bread for crows means death. That's what that means. But it also references something I used to do every morning when I worked at the shop, which is put out bread for the crows and rooks, because I loved them. They would stand on the telephone wire and they would make all kinds of cool, crazy noises where I didn't know crows did that. It's so verbal and vocal, and they recognised my face and used to greet me and chirp and make all kinds of weird, cool noises, and I just loved them. And that's it. The bread for the crows is now the end of my time at Bin Stores. Some final context. I then spent most of the year gigging, so that's pretty cool. Playing originals and covers, getting paid for it. I did some really good ones as well. I played in a great gig in the Barbican, Plymouth, on the marina there, for a party there. That was, well, a great, really ace gig in summer, looking over the water. So nice. Probably my favourite gig I've ever done. Got some cool jams that happened at Copley Arms open mic nights, Barley Sheaf open mic nights, Paul Perry Legion open mic nights. I've come a really long way because I had no confidence until I started playing live again. I avoided it like the plague, and it made me revisit songs and made me work really hard on them, and that was really important. I gained a lot of confidence, and it made me realise, like, I just rock up at the Inn on the Shore and down there with my guitar, and everyone was sitting outside and play some songs. Go on, Dave, get your guitar, play some songs. Play some songs, I just love it. And people responded to it so well, and I'd lost faith in live music. Some shit experience I had in a place called the Voodoo Lounge in Plymouth. And the promoter was like in his pyjamas and pissed, and it was supposed to be this electronica night, and he got me in a singer-songwriter, and they didn't even have a mic stand set up, and they gave me shit all night. The guys, the sound guys. Thanks to everyone. Also, I want to say, you know, I also went on to work several things here. When my anxiety was really bad, I used to go drink at Waves Bar after work and make myself do it, just to make myself relax. And then I got a regular slot there at, what do you call that? Anyway, I got a regular slot there every week. And the guy was kind of a sketchy, weird guy, but I always appreciated that he gave me those gigs. Really appreciate that. I also worked in the shop there for a time. They closed the shop, and then he eventually, this April of this year, did a runner. It's been taken over by 3 gentlemen now. In that time, I've worked as around the bar at the Copley Arms, and it's like a family there, and I've really loved it and enjoyed it. The live music's been great, the open mic nights have been great, and I've just grown as a person. I didn't realise before I started that job how far I'd yet to come, and I really have grown, and I didn't realise that. You think that I never feel like anybody has ever a finished article, but I felt quite strong in who I was. But yeah, so it's all good. Thanks to anyone who watches this. I don't have many followers. It's quite disheartening at times, because whenever I release something, generally just one person buys it. I'm kind of hoping that all this activity and all this stuff would build a following, but it is disheartening. But I still play live, and I still do my thing, and I'm never giving up. So It's a lesson to you and to me. Whenever I watch this back, never give up, man. And anybody else there who feels like they're going to give up, don't give up. Just keep going. When you write songs, it's a privilege to have written those songs, especially when it really makes you feel good. And that's all you do it for, because it makes you feel good. When you play them, it makes other people feel good, and that's what it's all about. Vibing on those feelings, feeling great, sharing that feeling, being a part of it, and expressing yourself through art in this most incredible way. That's it.